Hello. I did make about 4 or 5 different videos whilst I was doing this, and to be honest with you, I played back some of them and they were knocking me to sleep. I don't know whether you find it very exciting to look at the screen while somebody installs Windows 98. That's my problem, really, I suppose. But anyway, just to bring you through in the recap, what we've done here is we have used the exact same machine we used in the Windows 95 video, but in this case we're installing Windows 98. We're on the final leg of the Windows 98 setup. We're just going to put the time in, the date in, stuff like that. The computer will then restart, and then we'll be able to play around with the machine, and hopefully we will be able to show you some software rendering 3D. I have heard about a video card that's available for the 486 called the 3D Blaster. Unfortunately, the 3D Blaster is not really available anywhere that I know of. I would love to give it a go, but unfortunately it's just not available. Again, though, I have reason to believe that it's only designed for specific games that came with it, so it might be a bit of a damp squib, as they say. So what we have here anyway is we have the 486 computer. The 486 computer that we have here at the moment is a Dell 466/4/V, as I said to you before. All the details to do with this computer were available on the Dell website up until this time last year. I did actually download a lot of the information last year, but I don't know where it is, which is very clever, as I said. I'm big into backing stuff up. I did back it up, but obviously the backup wasn't good enough and I lost some of the information. That said, the reason why I was interested in finding out what the information was and what the actual details were is I basically have 128 kilobyte of cache. That's L2 cache, they call that, which is the off-board cache, which is not within the CPU, it's off-board on the actual motherboard. And I would basically try to utilise a full 256 kilobyte of cache rather than the standard 128 that's built into the computer. So I installed 256 kilobyte of cache. I changed the jumper settings where I thought they were, and it didn't friggin' work. So I was going around in circles for about 3 hours trying to figure out what the problem was. And it just turned out that there's probably just something wrong with the cache. I'm just trying to do a bit of house cleaning here, housekeeping. So, what we're going to do next is I'm going to try and show you the actual physical machine itself that this is running in. I did show you this machine before, back in the Riven video, but it was very hard to see the actual machine itself. So we're just going to quickly scroll down to it and have a look at the actual physical machine. Oh, by the way, the reason for the 3 mice there, just in case you're wondering, is I have an optical mouse, and a USB mouse. So that's why I have 3 mice. I hope that explains it. Okay, the actual physical machine then is this baby down here. Just come up a bit there. So what we have inside the machine is the basics. The basics are the Mach 32 video card VLB. Next card beside it is the Etherlink 3 10 megabyte per second network card. The next card we have in line here is the AWE 32 with 2 megs of RAM. I bought that second hand. The next piece here is this baby here, which is a SCSI 50. So it's coming off on the Daptec. I did buy an AWE 32 brand new. I only wish I had kept the box because I don't have the box. Actually, no, I didn't get a box because I bought it with a machine. From a company called Mortec, which are no longer. The hard drive that you can see there is a Seagate 40 gig hard drive. And we can actually zoom into that with this baby. Woo! That's a 40 gig hard drive from Seagate running in a 486. It's able to do that because we use a little program called EZ Drive. Now, EZ Drive is a little program that you can download from the internet, which allows you to install hard drives that are bigger than 540 megabytes on older computers. The BIOS on this computer will actually read an 8 gigabyte hard drive, but it has screwy results when you go into DOS. So we come back out of that. This big thing here on the left, by the way, is a fan that's just added for the moment, just to keep the machine nice and cool. The 486 doesn't need an actual external cooling fan, but I do recommend, if you're going to start messing around with a 486, even the DX66, stick a fan on it. You'll find it'll function a lot better for you. Man says we're almost there. The Windows 98 setup has taken about an hour on this 486, which is about standard for a 486. One thing I have done in the past is something my father suggested, which was I was trying to install Windows 95 on an old machine, but I hadn't got enough RAM for it. So my dad said, why not fill the wine bottle up, he says, and then when you're done, empty the wine bottle out again. And I was trying to figure out what the heck he was on about. And then it dawned on me, add more RAM to the computer, install the operating system, or install it on another machine, and then transfer over the hard drive. Because you see, that will work with Windows 95, and even work with Windows 98, although it'll crash halfway into Windows, so there's a problem with your processor. I have installed Windows 95 on older 386s, but waste your time. Don't bother with it, you know. 386, install Windows 3.1 on it. It'll work nicely and you'll enjoy it. Don't try to put Windows 95 onto it. Not worth your while. Too slow. Far too slow. The problem with the Windows 95 on the 386 is, you know, the setup with the processor, the old style RAM. You know, it's just no use. With the 486, Windows 95 is usable. If you've got an old machine and you want to like okay, let me be honest with you, if you're doing a lot of typing and that's all you're doing, you got a decent printer with you, Windows 95 will do the job. The issue with Windows 95 and 98 nowadays is that a lot of people want to go on the internet, which is fair enough. That's where the vulnerabilities of the operating system show up. But if you're using it just for the basics of typing and playing the old games, 95 and 98 are absolutely ideal. I think what we'll do is we'll come back to this, because this is going to take another little bit of time, and I don't really want to bore you too much. Alright, see you in a minute.